Well, our 2026 baseball season previews continue here on 446 Sports with LaSalle Tigers. We've got the head coach for the Tigers, Josh Boyett, in with us to discuss this season. And, Coach, you are off to a good start in the regular season. Got a home win, got a road win, sit at 2-0 right now. But what's been working for y'all so far, and what's kind of been the process of really, installing the way you want to see this program look?
Yeah, we've had a good start so far. Had two good wins last week, and really we just are trying to establish some consistency on the mound. And we got a lot of young guys coming up that are going to throw a lot of innings for us, and just to see them out there and compete and throw strikes and try to get outs for us has been a big deal for us. And if we can just back them up, make the routine plays, and score some runs, that puts us in good shape to win ball games, as you know. So just being reliant on those young guys, getting them going, and putting them in as game-like as situations as we can in practice, and just making sure we really hammer the fundamentals, the routine stuff.
So is this a situation where you graduated a lot of pitchers from last spring, and so you got guys learning how to round out that starting staff?
I mean, somewhat. We lost some really good seniors last year. Our primary arm that was really our ace last year, Brady Tatum, graduated, and he's a big guy to replace, and it's a very very good pitcher. We may not have that type of velocity right now, but we have a lot of young guys that have pitched a lot in their junior high years, and some guys that were freshmen, sophomores last year that have grown up a year, got stronger, throw a little bit harder, and have more experience under their belt. So replacing Brady is a big deal, but I think we have more guys that we can use. They may not be as dominant as he was, but they will be just as effective. If we can just stay in the zone, give up less free bases, we should be just fine.
So as a coach, do it's a little bit of a different approach where, you may have someone who can, who's up there as far as speed off the mound, but do you find through the years that you really don't necessarily need that? If you have a few guys that can all throw strikes and just keep the ball in the right spots, that you can get away with not necessarily having just a fireball ace that you lean on every Friday.
Yeah, I mean, we had that conversation this morning with our guys. Is really simple. Just eliminate the free bases. Walks, hit by pitches, not allowing runners to steal. And if we can do that and really be good at making the routine plays defensively, I mean, making the plays that you should make, right? I mean, we don't have to have spectacular diving, leaping catches all the time, but we just need to catch the balls at us and then make the throw across the diamond, and that's good. And I compared that to last year with our guys and just thought about the games that we lost last year, the games that we dropped. Were we facing pitchers that were just mowing us down? No, not really. We were just facing pitchers that were normal, but they hit spots. They threw their second and third pitch well and kept us off balance all night. And we had some guys last year that swung the bat pretty well, but you got a pitcher that's really commanding his pitches and owning the mound. It's tough to get anything going. So we're just trying to be really, really quality at the simple stuff, and I think that'll take us a long ways.
Yeah, especially in Division Four. Yeah, doing the simple things really well works for a lot of programs. So you mentioned replacing a lot of the new pitchers, but some other those defensive spots up the middle infield, and catcher. You do have experience returning there. Talk about some of the guys that have been kind of leading the team early and have produced so far this season.
Yeah, so Jesse Stowe is a really good catcher for us. Last year was actually his first year catching ever. We had a guy that was planning to be our catcher last year that tore his ACL during football, and so we were thinking as a coaching staff, what do we do here? And so we put our best athlete back there, and he went through a growing phase there at the beginning of last year, but he ended up being really solid towards the back end of the season. And now this year, he's a guy that we're really reliant upon him. He is a luxury to have behind the plate. He's quick. He keeps everything in front of him, and he's a solid hitter as well. He's our leadoff guy, and he really blossomed into one of our key players. And as far as our middle infield, Mason Lee and Lane Burnham were second team all district last year, but they were freshmen. And so this year, 1 year older, 1 year stronger, 1 year better. I think we're going to be solid up the middle. They're guys that are fast, they're athletic, they have good glove work, and they do pretty well hitting wise. I mean, between Jesse, Lane, and Mason, that's my 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. And so I feel really good about having them this year. It's really good to see. I think although last year it kind of came together for those three, I think this year is going to be a really, really good year for those three guys.
So, looking at kind of your offensive approach, would I be correct in assuming that it's going to match a lot of what you preach about, pitching and defense, just doing the simple things very well as far as getting on base and try to run well and not necessarily lean on 3-run homers and things like that all game long.
Yeah, I mean, we drill it. I mean, we hit a lot. It's something that we do daily. We want the swings to be quality, but more than anything, we just want to take good at bats and we want to execute situationally. So, good at bats meaning swinging at pitches that you can handle, not swinging at balls, taking what the pitcher gives you basically. Executing bunts, executing hit and runs, running the bases well. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's for the kids, sometimes it can seem kind of boring at times, but really that's how you win is you just do the little things the right way and show up every day and grind that out and everybody wants to hit the long ball, and maybe we'll get some of that, but I just want good players and the explosiveness will come.
Let's look at this schedule that y'all have here in 2026. Like I mentioned, you've already started off with wins over Simsboro and Homer, and got to kind of debut some of the new improvements to the facility during the Jamboree. But what else really is important to y'all going through this schedule before you get into a district that faces some good teams like St. Mary, Montgomery, teams that that play good baseball typically?
Yeah, I think this first half of the season, just really looking to establish some consistency, maybe securing a few spots that are kind of up in the air right now, and just a good mix of teams that are comparable to us, but also some teams that have quality arms. I want to make sure that we see enough quality pitching to where we're tuned up by the time we get into district and definitely get into playoffs later on. So it's a mix. There's some teams in our schedule they're just traditional teams that we play. There's other teams that we've never played before, and so I kind of wanted to expose our team to that, go to some places we've never been and play against some people that we know nothing about and just to challenge us a little bit in that regard, but also just kind of give something new, something fresh and get out of the normal, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Tell me about the kind of the no shortcuts motto and how that how that leads to how the coaching staff, the players, and everybody around the program, how that kind of defines what y'all are trying to get done, under your leadership.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. We work extremely hard. In both in the weight room, in the off season, at practice. And we spend a lot of time trying to improve and get better. And just something that I preach and sticking for a lot of our guys is that just in a human being in a natural state, they're going to try to find a shortcut to get something done. They're going to take the easy way out, and I don't want our guys to do that. I mean, I want them to turn every stone and do everything the right way, do everything at 100%, 100 miles an hour, no matter what, hoping that at the end of this season that we can look back on all the things that we did do, not what we should have done, but what we did do and say, man, that was worth it. It made a difference. It made an impact. The long toss in the off season was worth it because I'm throwing hard now. The 100 ground balls a day I took in February make these plays easy in March. So um, I just want to make sure that the road to success is not a straight line. It's lots of highs and lows and zigzags, and I just want to make sure that we're everybody's doing their part. Everybody's doing their part and trying to improve at their game. So no shortcuts, no easy way out.
And like we mentioned, y'all have got to debut some some improvements, some turf around the home plate, and just some other visual improvements there at the park. So that's certainly got to be exciting for you. Your second year as head coach, kind of see the impact that you're personally being able to make on this program with your staff.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I graduated here at LaSalle in 14, and really when I came back to coach, it didn't look a lot different from when I played. I mean, a few things had changed, but not a lot. And so I just had a mindset of what I'd like to see change, what I'd like to see happen. And thankfully, I mean, we have a fantastic community. A lot of people support our students, support our schools athletics, and that's what made all these possible. The turf, the new outfield fence, the padding, the other things that'll be coming this summer. I mean, we have a lot of generous people in this community, and I'll always say, obviously, I'm partial because I'm from here, but there's no place like Olla as far as how supportive the people in this community are. So, big thanks to them. Big thanks to that generosity, and that's what allowed us to do that. You know, I just had a vision, and they helped me get it done.
Well, your Tigers are off to a 2-0 start. Get a home game tomorrow against Harrisonburg, and like you mentioned earlier, a really quality schedule as y'all try to get back to the playoffs in Division Four and try to make a run against a bracket that usually has a lot of just traditionally strong baseball programs. We appreciate your time today, helping us preview the Tigers, and hopefully we'll be able to keep up with you this spring.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.